Yeah. Good morning to all. First of all, maybe I'll say a few words about paneer. Couple of times I've received calls right in the morning, say something like around 6 o'clock in the morning. 6 o'clock, of course, is a little early for me. The call will go like this. I've seen this. I want this. I want you to look at where I can get this. Now I'll have to put all these three things one after the other and then make out a meaning. Finally, this is all about stuff you can get in eBay. In fact, I was bidding for paneer for at least 4 or 5 items. I lost 2 because I slept. And the next day morning when I gave the sad news, I thought maybe he'll be a little bit angry because he said very specifically, track it, I want it. Unfortunately, I slept that day and I couldn't get it. I lost the bid. But the answer was, it's okay, no problem. I think there is one more. Just keep track on that. And the second time we got it, I think it was a UHF duplexer. I think he shipped it to someone I'm not too sure of the place, but my job was to track it, get it somehow. So, and other than that, a couple of questions he used to ask. I was really wondering, how come someone from a village is so much apprised of what's happening around and also up to date with most of what you see in books or something which you sit down, read for months. He used to ask questions just like that. And to be honest, I had to go back, check all those manuals and then figure out what he is asking. And it was, though my I would not say a relationship, but my interaction with him has been a little bit limited, but the questions that he asked me really made me think. If someone who's with an agricultural background is thinking so hard and doing so many things that's impressive, why is that I'm wasting my time? I've thought about it many a times, and whenever professionally I work as a manager for an automotive company, and many a times when I have to talk to my people, I used to cite this as an example. I never gave the name, but I used to cite this as an example, saying that it's a shame that you have an engineering degree, but I can tell you an example wherein a person can do far more than what you are capable of. So don't underestimate it. Just sit down and work hard. So that way I have used this relationship at my professional career itself. Anyway, now coming back to this topic, I'll keep it as minimal as possible. Maybe within another 2 to 3 minutes I'll wrap it up. To me, radio is a box with a knob and a display. And I found it a little bit difficult to digest the fact that you need to have a PC. So that's where I started looking into SDRs and how you can do it. And basically my quest for SDR started with a property of how you can have a bandwidth. Like say, people like saying that when you listen to FM, it's much more clearer than when it's on HF, wherein the bandwidth is limited. So that's the main reason why I started looking at SDRs. And there are a lot of designs available, and most of the radios that you see today, most of them are software defined radios. Basically, each one of you with a mobile phone who is sitting here is in fact using an SDR or rather a software defined radio. Anyone who is using a mobile phone, that's a fact. Now, knowingly or unknowingly you are using it. As far as hams are concerned, I think in India very limited number of people are into this. The big advantage as I see is you can do any modulation. People say that if you give me I and Q, I can give you anything you want. That's what people say. And I started working with this, say something like around 6 years back. And Neil was just commenting some time back, when is that you're going to finish it? Probably never. because I keep changing things, I keep updating it just to see what can be done. And I'll maybe briefly give just a hint. Gone are the days when we were struggling for components. Today, if you have a credit card or a debit card, you can buy most of the components. 160 megahertz or 900 megahertz is nothing. You can buy a chip which is maybe 1/4 the size of your nail and can give you still up to 900 megahertz easily, wherein you can program it straight away. So the chip is SI570 and it's available for around $20. So that's what I'm using it. My configuration, I'll briefly explain. I have tried to mimic what you see in a commercial rig. I think Neil remembers that. We had a conversation maybe 8-9 years back when he said, this is a homebrew rig. You can't expect it to be near to commercial rig. So I always used to make myself reminded of the fact and then look at how can you make a rig which is almost on par with a commercial rig. And today my answer is yes, you can build it. And my transceiver as it stands today, thank you. My transceiver as it stands today is a 1 megahertz to 30 megahertz transceiver. And the first IF is 45 megahertz. What it does is basically take the RF signal, convert it into 45 megahertz, then bring it down onto 10.7 megahertz, and then from there again bring it down to 15 kilohertz. The reason why we are using 15 kilohertz is that you can process that 15 kilohertz very easily with a small DSP chip. These days, if you look at it, maybe some time back, say something like 3-4 years, up to 3-4 years back, getting a DSP chip, something which can process a lot of data, was very costly. Today, if you look at it, it hardly costs you $8, and most of these chips are available in Bangalore. So, and the compilers are free, there's a lot of free tools available, and if you don't want to do all these things, buy the chips from Bangalore and then assemble it. All that you need is parts which is very easily available in Bangalore, and you can build a radio. And take it from me, you will be amazed by the quality of the audio. I don't think you can compare a software-defined radio with any of the commercial rigs that you have. I have an ICOM IC735, which I have not switched it on for last almost 11 years. It's in the attic. Someday I'm going to break it down, just take the power amplifier and scrap rest of the stuff, or maybe possibly use the cabinet. That's a plan for it. Yes, I am there all the days when I'm in Chennai. I may not be talking, but I am listening on 7065, 50 or 85. I'll be listening all the time. So that's it. And if you have any questions, you can write to me at vu2GHB at gmail.com. I'll be more than happy to display. And someday I will bring up all this design and put it onto the web. Thank you.
Thank you, Hari. Hari will be available by 2:30. Not there. Okay, we will miss you. I can't promise.